Hello, hello, beautiful beloved creators. Thank you so much for being here today. I am Dr. Keri, and this is where we come together to lift our vibrations in line with our highest and best selves and create our ideal realities. So today we're going to be talking about creating our vision boards for 2021, how to make them work, how to make sure we accomplish what we set. So if that is something you are interested in, grab your favorite beverage, get snuggly, and please keep watching. So I always say take a drink. Do I need to tell you guys to take a drink, or you just drink with me? Just everyone drink. All right. So, if you've been following me, I made the other video about scripting for 2021. And so we're going to take the script that you wrote and create a vision board based on that script. So if you haven't watched that video, then you're going to probably want to watch that video. Go now with a vision board and then write the script after. So there's no wrong way to do this. And it's all really, the goal of all of this is just to build the momentum. Get your energy moving towards what you want rather than what you don't want. And I say that because for so many of us, we set the same goals like year after year, or we just say, I just want to get through the year, or we say, I just need more money. If I could just pay my bills this month, if I could just get through this month, or if I could just do this, or someday, or one day. Any of those phrases, those are all letting you know that you're actually focused on what you don't want rather than what you do want. So you want to listen to what you're saying, listen to the language that you use, listen to what you're telling yourself, because all of that is just keeping you from being happy and living the life you want now. And if you say, well, I can't do that now because, what's the because? When you finish that sentence, I don't have the life I want now because you write down all the reasons why, and those are your limiting beliefs. There is nothing that's keeping you from the life that you want right now except for you, except for those limiting beliefs. And they're all legitimate reasons, I'm sure, right? But, sorry, I got a hair. Do we want to keep arguing for our limitations, or do we want to drop the baggage and start living a life we love? That's literally the choice. Literally the choice that we have to make. It's, do I want to keep telling the same story that I can't have what I want because of this legitimate reason, because of this specific person, because they won't let me, I can't do it, because I need this, I don't have the right education, I don't have enough money, blah, 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 blah. Every reason you have is legit, valued, honored. But once again, do you want to keep telling the story of what you don't want, or are you ready to just start living the life you do want? That's where the scripting comes in. That's where this vision board comes in. That's where affirmations come in. It's to stop playing the old record and start playing the new one, right? The new, getting you on the new vibration, setting your intentions for what you want. So, if you did the script or if you didn't do the script, I just said pick 5 things that you would like to accomplish in the next 6 months. So what happens is, if we tell ourselves, I want to be a millionaire one day, ask and it's given. I mean, so you have out now set that intention. You have now placed the Amazon order. But what you did was, instead of getting Amazon Prime and it's going to be delivered, if you understand Amazon Prime, it's going to be delivered within 2 days. You just put it on, yeah, whenever you want to deliver it, because you said someday I'm going to be a millionaire, right? So you've put it off in the distance, and so your energy isn't attuned to that. It's not that you can't have it, it's that you've put it on the back burner. So your little feelers and go-getters and angels and, whatever you want to call it, they're like, oh, they're not serious about it yet. So we don't need to deal with this just yet. We'll get it lined up for them, but it's not going to happen anytime soon, because there's no joy, there's no inspiration, there's no motivation, there's no drive for it, because it's under the guise of someday. It's filed in the drawer under someday. So if you want to become a millionaire in the next 6 months, first you have to declare it, and second, you have to believe you can actually do it. Now, it might be easier for you to say, I'm going to triple my income in the next 6 months, or double my income in the next 6 months. But even then, what you want to do, all of it is feasible. You can become a millionaire in 6 months, double, triple your income in 6 months. Whatever you want to do, you just have to believe it, because you're the ones who is going to have to back it up. So when you're looking at your vision board every day and you're looking at, I am a millionaire, if you look at that and you go, I ain't no millionaire. I can't even, put food on the table, or, put gas in the car, or whatever. If you have that, like, rebuke that, you're like, that ain't true. That's not me. There's no way I can do that. Then that is the energy you're putting out there. So you want to put, the point of a vision board is when you walk by it, and you're supposed to put it somewhere where you're going to see it all the time. And there's no wrong way to do this, once again, but a lot of people use it as their screensaver on their phone. So every time you look at your phone, there it is. You can hang it in your bathroom, you can hang it in your closet, you can put it, somewhere where you're going to see it. And when you see it, the whole point is you want to go, oh, that's my life. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. That's my life. That's the life I'm living. That's the life I'm creating for myself. It's coming. It's coming. It's coming. You want to get so excited about it. You want to just say, yes, this is my dream life. I'm so grateful and thankful, and it's coming, and I can't wait. I can't wait. I can't wait. And getting your energy up and revved and excited and woo, party about it, that is your life. So when you're creating your vision board, you want to put pictures that represent, so we'll go back to the 5 things. So pick 5 things that you want. And the reason I say 6 months is because we're going to zoom in on it, right? Now, like, here's an example. I want to develop a chain of holistic health clubs. And I've had it on my vision board for a while now. By a while, I mean 5 years. And I keep having it in the 5-year slot. And now 5 years has come and gone, but nothing's happened with it. Well, it's because it finally dawned on me, I have it in the 5 years from now slot. So there is no energy behind it. There is no urgency. There's no anticipation. Is that a word? Participation. Anticipatory participation in it, because right now and 5 years ago and 10 years ago, It's one of those big ideas, right? How do I make that happen? It's a big idea. So I've accidentally filed it in the someday category. And so that's why I'm teaching you guys no more doing that. If you have a big goal like that, put it on your vision board, but put a 6-month goal underneath it. So in the next 6 months, I'm going to have a business plan and a design and so what are things that you could have ready within the next 6 months that are going to catapult that big goal faster, right? And so that's how you make the big things happen. Because Abraham Hicks always say it's as easy to create a castle as it is a button. There is no size to the universe. So we can have whatever we want. You can create whatever we want, and you can do it as fast as you can literally get yourself in the vibration of asking and receiving. And so, yes, get a huge, big goal to put on your vision board. But if you think it's going to take you 5 years, then what are some steps that you can do now in the next 6 months that are going to make big headway chomps at it, right? So you pick, so picking five, picking, so pick 5 things that you believe that you can attain in the next 6 months. And the once again, it's not doesn't mean it's a small thing. It's like, I want to manifest. This is just an example that I heard somebody use. Somebody really wanted, one of my clients really wanted a Gucci belt. And it's like, yeah, put that on there. That is something that could happen in the next 6 months, no problem. You could put a car on there. But as soon as you put the car on there, you have, is it a car? Is it a G-Wagon? Is it a Lamborghini? Is it a tank? I don't know. What's more expensive than a Lamborghini? I don't know. But, and then ask yourself, on a scale from 1 to 10, how believable is it that I think that I can afford a tank in the next 6 months? And if you're like, okay, well, maybe not a tank. How about the Lambo? That's believability. The tank's a 0, Lambo's a 2, a G-Wagon's a 4. How about, um, you know, and I'm not saying you can't get the tank or the Lambo or the G-Wagon or any of those things. It's up to you on your believability scale. And then another thing about that is, so let's say in 6 months you get a Bentley. I'm trying to think how much these things cost. I think a Bentley's like $100,000. Or maybe a Tesla, because I think those are like 70 or 80. So you can put a picture of the $700,000 Lambo up there, but next to it, maybe put a picture of the Tesla and say, okay, in 6 months, I believe I can have a Tesla, but my big goal is the Lambo, the Lamborghini. So you're putting both of those there, but you're like, okay, I can easily get a Tesla in the next 6 months, and then maybe 6 months after that, I'll get the Lambo. Who knows? But the point is to just have fun with it and to believe that you can have this. And you want something that's a little bit stretched, but stretched fun, not stretched stressed. Because if you put something on there like, I need this so bad, otherwise my whole life is going to collapse, that in itself is going to collapse your energy. So if you're desperate to find love and you put a picture of a romantic couple on there and you look at them and you're just like, oh, that's never gonna happen for me. That you can't do that, because now that's the energy that you're putting to it, right? So what is something you could believably have in the next 6 months? Yeah, you could find your, you know, you could find your soulmate, get married, and have kids in 6 months. Things happen that fast. But believability on the scale, if you're like, I'm never going to find love, then what's something you can find? How about traveling with friends? How about, taking that trip that you've always wanted, the drive across country, or that, um, I don't know if we can leave our countries where we are right now, but you can travel within your own country. So maybe plan a trip or something to the effect of, you know, that you want, that maybe will lead to finding someone, because you're going to be in that higher vibration, right? So if looking at a picture of a romantic couple makes you sad, it's not the right way to go. So that's what I'm saying. You want to find something that makes you, yeah, that's fun. I want that. So, and that is the emotion you want for your vision board. And we're only want to focus on 5 things right now, but you can have several pictures for each of those 5 things. Your vision board basically is your storyboard. It tells the story, and you can have it tell the story of the next 6 months. And will you achieve all these things in 6 months? Maybe, maybe not. But the point is, you believe you can, and therefore you're bringing it to you. You're bringing the energy saying, yes, this is attainable, achievable, easy for me to believe it can happen. Because that's all we have to do to manifest the dream life we want, is get over our own limiting beliefs, doubts, and uh, you know, blocks saying that can't happen for me. If you feel that that can't happen for you, then you need to work on that. And that's where the scripting helps. Meditation and affirmations and all that kind of stuff. But if you're trying to convince yourself, saying, going from there's nobody out there, I'm going to be alone for the rest of my life, to, oh yeah, in 6 months I'm going to live happily ever after with my soulmate, that might be too far of a gap. So you're going to have to figure out something that's going to lead you to that. Maybe a puppy, maybe a cat, maybe a plant, maybe, something that's going to show, because basically what you want is love. You want to love and be loved. You want a relationship of, romance and respect and this. So maybe you can put those kinds of pictures up there. How do you want to feel in the relationship? That's what you need to focus on, right? Because right now, if you think of relationships and you're like, I'm going to be alone for the rest of my life, that's the energy you're giving out, is like, oh, I'm never going to find love. But you have to you have to build it. You build it from within first so that it overflows. So that's why a pup or a pet is good, because now you're like, oh, I love pets. Pets are fun and happy and cute and cuddly, and they start building on that loving thing, right? So you can see how that already shifted, where you're like, oh, there's nobody out there for me. Oh, I can get a puppy. Because now, where did that love for the puppy come from, or for your pet come from? You created it. You generated it, because you know, that's the whole point. So that's what you're going to do to create that loving relationship. You have to bring it from within to pour it out. And then you have to be open to receive it. And that's where I think most people have a problem, is on the receiving end. We're so used to blocking things and being on the defense and not wanting to get our hopes up and, afraid of what's going to happen. But so when you're creating this vision board and you're thinking, oh, this will never happen, I don't believe it. I want you to start saying, and put it on the bottom, big words. I choose this or something even better. Because if we're not receiving what we're asking for, that means the universe, God, source, your inner beings, they have something even better in mind for you. And so if you think of it that way, you're like, whoa. So, your inner being, your God, your source, your universe, they want you to have the best of the best of the best of the best, right? They want everybody to have their own private jet or first class tickets or G-Wagons or Lambos or, or Teslas or whatever it is. If you have the desire within your heart for something, then something on this earth, then the universe wants you to have that or something even better. So when you think of it that way and you say, oh, I didn't get what I wanted, then that just means that you're still focused on not getting what you wanted rather than on, ooh, if I didn't get what I want, that means something better's coming, right? So work with that energy. So when you're making this vision board, you're like, yeah, I want this or something even better. I'll take the Gucci belt or a diamond tennis bracelet. Oh, sure, I'll take I could have the Tesla, but I would love the Lambo. Or, whatever it is that you want. It's supposed to excite you. It's supposed to be like, this is my life. This is my life. So when you look at it, you say, within the next 6 months, I can have everything on that board. Then you want to get yourself in the place of listening to the inner guidance that says, turn here. And you're like, well, I've never turned on this road before. And then you drive up to a house and they've got a Lambo for sale out front for, a price that you can afford. And you're like, I'll take it. That's for sale? All right. That's how it works. The universe, your guides, your source, your God, they know the easiest, best, fastest, most downstream way to get you from where you are to where you want to be. We just have to start listening. We just have to declare what we want. And the reason you're declaring what you want is because there's so much out there that you have to just say, okay, well, first, we want a new car, we want a new house, we want more money, and we want a loving relationship, and we want a healthy body. There's 5 things, right? And so then you pick out pictures and emotions and things that excite you about those. And the reason you're doing that, so I always give this example. You're telling the universe, okay, I want a cup of coffee. And so the universe brings you a black McDonald's coffee. And you're like, well, no, I meant a Starbucks. So they go out and they come back and they bring you a black Starbucks coffee. And you're like, well, no, I meant a latte. So then they come back and they bring you a latte. And you're like, well, no, what I meant was a half-calf, triple pump, soy, peppermint mocha. And so you will get exactly what you want, but you just have to be specific, right? So the universe is like, okay, we'll narrow it down for us, and then we're going to give you that or something better. So does that make sense? So when you say you want a car, the universe says, well, you have a car. That's just like saying, I want some coffee, and then getting a black coffee from the gas station. And you're like, well, no, I meant a Tesla. Okay, well, there you go. But now, now let's work on that, right? So planets align and things, people and places, and and then you have to be open to say, all right, well, let's go test drive a Tesla. Oh, this is great. Oh no, this sucks. I hate plugging it in. How am I going to plug it in? I don't have a plug to plug it in. So you have to go play with it, sit in it, absorb it, get it in the vibration of it, right? And it's like, how do I know, how do I feel something that I don't have? You try to experience it as best as you can. So you say you want $1 million in 6 months. You're like, well, I don't know what that would feel like. But that's where you have to imagine it. Imagine yourself. Okay, it's not the money that's going to make you happy, right? It's what you think the money's going to do for you. And I clarify that by saying, if you had $1 million in the bank right now, but you can't access it, touch it, look at it, smell it, spend it, or anything like that, it wouldn't do you any good. You know it's there, but that's the whole point of the universe. The universe is there to bring you whatever you ask for. So you want that money to spend, right? So what are things that you would spend it on? Maybe better food, maybe a vacation. So then you go shop at Whole Foods. And you're like, well, I can't afford Whole Foods. You can afford to walk around Whole Foods and buy a pack of gum. But the whole point is to get yourself in the vibration of where you would shop and then purchase something. Purchase something you can afford now, yes, but you're doing it from the vibration of, I can buy anything in this store. Maybe just one item, but at least you're in the store shopping, right? And you're like, that's what I would do if I was a millionaire. I'd shop there. Or, go on a vacation. So then you play online and you book, don't, you may not be able to book it, but you go through the motions of, okay, I have $1 million to spend on a vacation. Where would I go? What does that give me? What does that access me? You can spend one night on Necker Island, which is Richard Branson's island, for $100,000, or you could spend a week in the Maldives, or you could spend 3 weeks here. It's like, what does that vacation, how many different ways could you spend that money on a vacation? And that's what you play with, and that's what you enjoy. It's not going, oh God, that's so expensive. You say, no, I have $100,000 to spend on a vacation, or $10,000 to spend on a vacation, or $1,000 to spend on a vacation. Whatever it is, whatever you want to play with. Obviously, you're supposed to be thinking big and fun and broad. But then what are all the options that you have, right? That's the work you do now. That's the inspired action you do now. You do, and as soon as you find yourself wobble, and by wobble you go, oh, I can, all right, I got $1,000 to spend on a vacation. That's not enough money. That's a wobble, and that's your limiting belief. That's not enough money. So then you're like, wait, step back. $1,000 on a vacation is a lot of money. So what are all my options? And then you try to build the momentum. See how that works? That's called creating your life. That's called changing your vibration. That's called making this reality the way you want it. It's being proactive. It's being the creator. It's not being the victim. It's not saying life is happening to me. It's saying life is happening for me, through me, and as me. And I am now taking control. I am now, making my vision clear. I want, in 6 months, I want this much money in my bank account. I want this much, you know, these many abs. I want these many cars. I want this many romantic vacations, whatever it is. But you have to believe that you can do it in 6 months. Now, you can also do it for a year's time, but why would you? I say focus on 6 months and then do another one. Because as soon as you put that time in the way, as soon as you say, well, I want to lose 150 pounds overnight, there's probably no believability in that that's going to happen, right? So that's where the first scale 1 to 10 is, do I really think on a scale from 1 to 10 that I could achieve this in 6 months? You don't have to know the how. So don't worry about the how. It's, do I believe this could happen to me in the next 6 months? And then you say, well, I want it to happen to me. Then that's a good starting point. But when you walk by or look at your little vision board, you want to make sure you have that, this is happening for me feeling, and not, oh, it's never gonna happen for me, right? So that's how you make a vision board that works. Get your goals. We're going to make this happen. 2021 is going to be the best year so far. And I can't wait to see all the things that you're going to make happen in the first 6 months of it. So thank you so much for being here. Let's follow our bliss, live our passion, and create our success. Life is what we make it. So make it the best you possibly can. And always remember that you deserve a life full of love, magic, and miracles. I will see you next time. Thank you. Bye.